Okay, now we're getting back to what's happening with Kulbhushan Jadhav. Remember, I was talking about him, the meeting of a very senior Indian High Commission officer, that's the Deputy High Commissioner to Pakistan, Gaurav Ahluwalia, has been taking place because Pakistan has finally complied with the ICJ's order and allowed consular access. Now, what does all this mean for this person, an former Indian sailor Navy officer on death row in Pakistan on trumped-up spying charges since 2016, I believe. I bring in my colleague Amrit Pal on this. Amrit, how significant is the event unfolding today as far as the fate of Kulbhushan Jadhav is concerned?
Well, Gautam, this is the first step towards getting legal representation to Kulbhushan Jadhav and see that he gets a free and fair trial in Pakistan. And after a free and fair trial, if the court so decides,
but the trial's already happened, hasn't it? Pakistan is saying that we found him guilty. The ICJ said that no, you need to go back, rewind up a bit.
That's right. What had happened was in 2016, they alleged that they caught Kulbhushan Jadhav from Balochistan. They delayed informing the Indian High Commissioner there. They informed the Indian High Commissioner much later. In February, they pick him up. They claim they pick him up in February, and it's only in April 2016 they inform India. India repeatedly asks for consular access. They say no consular access because he's a terrorist. He's not covered under the Vienna Convention. India approaches, then one fine day, the Army Chief of Pakistan in 2017 announces that the military court in Pakistan has found him guilty for espionage and indulging in terrorist activities in Balochistan and has sentenced him to death. That is when India approaches the International Court of Justice in Hague and argues that this is a farcical trial that has happened. It's a secret trial in a military court, that Pakistan repatriate him to India, that he's not a spy of India, that he's a former naval officer who was involved in legitimate business activity in Iran from where he was kidnapped, and India was not given consular access. He was not informed of his rights to communicate with India. Now, the International Court of Justice ruled two things. It said, yes, there was a breach of the Vienna Convention because you have not provided him access. Number two, you have not informed him of his legal rights. Number three, you should reconsider and review the case against him, which means, broadly speaking, a trial. But we'll have to see how Pakistan interprets it, because the court has left it, this is the exact review and reconsideration is what the court has chosen. The court also did not, adjudicate on whether it will be a military trial or a civilian or trial in a civilian court.
Okay.
Now, what happens is that 17th of July, the court rules this. 2 weeks after that, Gautam, Pakistan comes up and tells India on the 1st of August this year that we are ready to provide you consular access.
But they had a big but there.
Yes, they had made it conditional. They said our officials shall be present there. India objected, said no. The Vienna Convention on Consular Relations is very clear on that. You have to give us unimpeded access to the man. He is our man, he is our national. VCCR is clear on that. So India objected to that. Well, they took another good 2 weeks, and yesterday they took a good 1 month, and yesterday they came up with a decision saying, all right, we're giving you consular access. India reviewed it. We understand it would have been unimpeded because India wouldn't have agreed to it, but India also said it has to be fair, free access to Jadhav. It said, if I can quote, this is what sources told us, we hope that Pakistan will ensure right atmosphere so that the meeting is free, fair, meaningful and effective, and in keeping with the letter and spirit of the ICJ orders. That's the International Court of Justice's orders. So
that didn't give too much leeway for Pakistan, and yet it tried its utmost to not comply.
Yes, it tried to do that. It undoubtedly tried to do that. It's created an atmosphere of fear, of where it can mount pressure on Yadav. Remember, they had released a confessional video of Yadav. Now, clearly, if the man is in your custody, you can do whatever you want to. You can make him sing the way you want to. So that's when that's what India's objection was. Today, when Gaurav Ahluwalia, chargé d'affaires, the Indian chargé d'affaires in our High Commission in Islamabad, met him. I'm getting reports that the meeting is over.
Okay.
These are unconfirmed reports. The officials and there is no official confirmation on that. When he would have met him, this is the first step.
But this is a key meeting because it will help in the future determine Kulbhushan Jadhav's fate in terms of perhaps being able to mount some sort of a defense for him, because what happened in the military court was that he did not get the opportunity to defend himself. It was a one-sided trial.
We don't know that. Because what happened in the trial court, we just don't know. They have not communicated. They have just said sentenced to death for espionage and terrorism.
But if it's a regular court, Amrit, you and all know, you and I know, and a lot of people among our viewers will also know, कि order hota hai, and in the order, a normal judge sums up, what were the arguments from both the sides, and then says, I've heard him and I've heard him or her, and this is my conclusion. But in this military court, nothing of that sort has happened.
That's right. We don't know, Gautam, that whether that has happened or not, because they've not shared it with us. Could have happened, but they've not.
Did they share it at the ICJ level?
No, they didn't bother to share either the charge sheet. India repeatedly kept asking for the charge sheet. India repeatedly kept asking for the order. They did not share anything. Their army chief just one fine day announced that, And so, as you rightly say, today what would have
It's surprising, to consider all this and just still see that there is this juncture now that our person at the High Commission is actually getting to meet Kulbhushan, because
this
for
is
all
the first
we
time
could have
you are
known
going to
was
listen.
Pakistan would have done what it wanted to do, its worst.
Yes, you're right. You're right. In that sense, it's the first time that you will be contacting Kulbhushan Jadhav.
So in a way, this is a bit of a miracle of sorts.
Yes, you're right. You're right to see it that way. That you'll get to hear his side of the story, because we don't know what his side of the story is. As you say, we don't know, what sort of an order was passed. What was the charge sheet? What was the evidence presented in court? Was there any evidence? Was he given legal representation? If he was given legal representation, was it adequate legal representation?
Yes.
So now what happens is that the Indians get to hear what Kulbhushan's side of the story is. Kulbhushan will tell you.
So can we expect some sort of a statement coming out of the MEA, which would be an account of what happened in the meeting, the account that would be given by the Deputy High Commissioner?
I don't expect that right away, unless it's a clear and cut case, because what I'll tell you what will happen today. One, they'll listen to Kulbhushan, then they'll assess what he's saying. Second, very important, Gautam, they will have to assess his health, his mental state. Remember, he's in the Pakistani custody, and when his wife and mother had met him, that wasn't consular access. Our DCM, the Deputy Chief of Mission there, was asked to stand behind a glass partition, and even if the wife and the mother were allowed only to talk through a glass partition. So we don't know what sort of a mental state he is in. So today what the Chargé d'Affaires would be doing is assessing his situation and understanding his side of the story, then reviewing it, and then based on that taking a call what is the step further in terms of legal assistance.
And all that will be done by the Chargé d'Affaires alone? There was nobody else from our side, like a doctor or a lawyer?
That's what we are told right now, that it was Chargé d'Affaires. Once things come out, once the MEA comes out with more details, we know that Chargé d'Affaires Gaurav Ahluwalia has met him. That's we know right now. But remember, the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations says access to Kulbhushan Jadhav for as long as they want. They want that the Indians can access Kulbhushan Jadhav as many times as they want. So it has to be an unhindered, unimpeded
so there can be further meetings as well of this kind?
Yeah, I think all that you're talking about, a lawyer, the legal representation,
will
the
happen
doctor,
subsequently.
all that will come at a later stage.
Okay. And again, when will Kulbhushan get a fair opportunity to defend himself? All that is the larger question, and perhaps it hinges a lot on what's happened today.
Yes, and it also depends upon what Pakistan wants to do further, because the ICJ judgment says review and reconsider.
Yes.
Whether they want to go in for a trial, if they want to go in for a retrial, will it be a military court, or they can just say we've reviewed it, we've reconsidered it, yeah, we found him guilty enough, or a high court, the Islamabad High Court can present it and say yes, so you know, we'll have to see how the wheels of justice roll there. But all that, as you say, would depend upon today's meeting, because today's meeting would be the first assessment that the Indians will get, on the basis of which the Indians will build up their case.
Yes.
And if it goes to the court, and when it goes to the court, and whichever court it goes to, the legal representation provided by India may say that we believe it's a farcical trial. Remember, that was our position at the ICJ, that it was a farcical trial, did not meet the principles of natural justice, and therefore a retrial should happen, and there your lawyer, whoever you engage, can argue on his behalf.
And we can again perhaps even approach the ICJ if we feel that Pakistan is not doing the right thing.
If it is acting in contravention of the ICJ judgment, but I don't think Pakistan will do that. There are many loopholes in terms of, they've asked for review and reconsideration.
Yes.
So you have to understand, the ICJ is not an appellate court.
They've not defined the manner of review and reconsideration.
That's right.
Okay, we'll leave it there, Amrit, for the moment, because if we keep talking about it, there won't be an end to it. But let's hope that this works positively for Kulbhushan Jadhav. He's endured a lot, and we've seen the kind of stress he was in that video as well. So let's hope that we can end this chapter of suffering soon. Thanks a lot for joining us.